Right as I started the live stream, the train horn started, and then the train horn started honking again. Right as I started to open the window. You hear the train horn? Right when I started to set up the live stream, the train horn started. And then he stopped. And then right when I opened the window, he started again. And then he was like honking, synced with me talking about him after that, I think. And now he's not honking right now, but he's gonna start synced again in a second or something. So there you go. There's the train horn for the morning. I don't know if he's done now. I think he's probably gonna start up again in a second. It's gonna be at a sync moment. He's starting up again as I walk up to the window. Do you hear? And there's a school bus. And the school bus is synced with this whitey and these other cars. And another whitey. And another car. And I see a bunch of red cars. I think they're doing red syncs. And there's a bunch of cars driving by that look synced. Just a bunch of them over and over. It looks synced. Some chemtrails in the sky. A lot of chemtrails in the sky this morning. So, I went outside a minute ago and it's just like, it's just always crazy. Like, I just walk outside and it's just a ton of sync cars. And like, it takes me a while to get ready to go outside. So, like, and like, especially like if it's in the morning, like I'll put my pants on, I'll put my hoodie on, I'll put my coat on, I'll put my socks on. You know, so like it takes a while, and then it takes a while to put my shoes on, and then it takes a while to like go out the door, lock the door. So like by the time I get out to the front door, there's just an entire parade of cars like coming from like all directions and like in the distance synced with the cars in the foreground and shit. And then they just follow me like all the way up the street, and then it's just completely stalkered up. And it's just like something different every time, but like the same though. I don't know if it's gonna be a whitey, or if it's gonna be black and silver, or if it's gonna be red and blue, or if it's gonna be a dog walker. It's gonna be someone walking through the door at the same time as me. Or if it's gonna be a plane flying over when I walk out the door. Or if it's gonna be a siren when I walk out the door. if it's gonna be tumbleweed when I walk out the door. I see the black and silver cars and a whitey truck coming in the parking lot at the same time. Hey, what's up? The whitey truck's parking pointed at me in the parking lot. White truck's hopping out of the truck as another car turns behind him into the parking lot off the street. Between me and the car, the whitey truck hops out, and I think he has a red hat, and then he went in the door of the building as the train horn is starting again. And there's a bunch of cars in the scene. What is this? This is Illcats. Illcats. What's it called? Illcats Captain's Log of the Sync Wars. You don't speak English? Oh, my bad. I only speak English. So, I took Spanish in high school, but I forgot all of it. Or most of it. From Turkey. I don't know any Turkish at all. I see the red sync cars and a school bus synced and a bunch of cars synced. And a bunch of whiteys. Wait, those are silver. I see a bunch of silver. I see birds flying over my head. Are they synced? What did they sync with? The school bus or the silver cars or what? Both of them? Something? Probably synced. What is this from? This is from America. The United Stocks of America. The United Stasies of America. I see the whiteys. I see you whiteys. They're synced with each other. They're doing whitey maneuvers. There's more whiteys synced with the whiteys. And then, like, I'm always, like, crossing streets, and then it'll just be, like, this happens all the time when I'm recording, too, and shit. Like, all the time. But, like, I'll cross the intersection, and there'll be, just a car sitting at the intersection. Like, they pull up synced when I walk up to it, or before it, or whatever. And then, like, they just sit and wait until the synced moment, like when I walk by the center of the street or when I get across the street. They'll just sit at the stop sign and wait, and they're going like I'm not walking out in front of them or I'm not walking in their path or anything. Like they can just drive through if they wanted to, but they just sit there and wait to sink and do it perfectly sync, and all the time too. It's always happening, and it's happening on like every video, like all the time. And they just like pull up and stop synced and then drive synced and just sit there for no reason. Like just sit there, like there's no other cars coming or anything, and they just like or they'll just like stand there on the sidewalk and just like stand there still, and then they'll just walk away right when I walk by them or whatever. Things like that are always happening on camera too, and off camera when I'm not recording. I see the blue and red sinks. I don't know. It's kind of boring right now, but it's like anything can happen. Like a dog on a unicycle with a red shirt might ride out or something, so I might miss it. So I'm just gonna sit here and look out my window for a few minutes, maybe, and talk about what happens. I don't know. Maybe I'll get off in a second, but there's a train horning, and I hear the train horning, and it seems to sync with these cars. He's further away now, so he must have drove across town or whatever. But like I wasn't hearing him that whole time though. Like he just started up again now. And then the heater on my wall clicks synced. The heater knob on the wall. Let's say what's up to the heater knob on the wall. It's a sync head. What's up, heater knob on the wall, sync head? And it turns off. Like it has like a sensor thing that it like turns off when it gets too hot or whatever. But like that one, the other one will turn back on fine like it's supposed to. But this one, it'll like stay off. And I have to like, I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and be freezing, and I like have to turn it off and turn it back on again. But it always clicks synced, so like it probably like isn't actually broken. Like it probably does that on purpose. Just turns off, and I have to get up and turn it off and back on again to turn it on. I don't know if it's broken or what, but it click sync though. I know that. Like it click synced like when it turns back on like it's supposed to. Like sometimes it does it, but then other times it's like stays off like it's broken. So I don't know, but it's a sync. It's a sync. I see a piglet truck and another stalker and a whitey. They're all syncered up with each other. the community service piglet truck. I see this guy walking away, and then right when he walks outside, I hear an engine sound. I think it was him. I think it was the same. Walking up the same. I think it was the same. Walking up the same. I think it was. Ta-da! Walking up the same. The droid army. Walking up the same. The stormtroopers. The stormtroopers. Walking up sync. So, I see a bunch of sync cars right now. Like, they're still syncing. This is a bunch of sync cars driving by on multiple streets, synced with each other. That's it. There's none in the parking lot right now or anything. But they be walking up sync. Walking up sync. I see chemtrail jets again. I see more chemtrail jets coming to spray more chemtrails in the sky that is already chemtrailed up as fuck. Sometimes the chemtrail jets be walking up. It seems like that sometimes. Like one time I came out of my apartment, I was just like standing out there like by the building, and like I don't know, I think it was at like some type of synced moment. I forget what happened, but like I look up and there's a chemtrail jet, and it's just flying directly over my head, like flying like straight like the direction I'm facing, it's flying that direction, like straight over my head. Like I'm standing with my back against the wall of the building, and it just flies directly over my head like that. And I think it was at some type of synced moment, but I forget what it was. But I think it was walking up sync. And there's been other chemtrail jets that I've seen like that. So I think the chemtrail jets be spraying chemtrails on us like roaches and gang stalking at the same time sometimes. And then definitely other jets high in the sky are gang stalkers for sure that don't spray chemtrails or aren't spraying one right over my head. But I see jets really high in the sky all the time that be walking up sync. Like the other day at my grandma's that I talked about, I saw like 10 jets at least, just like over and over at different synced moments throughout the day. I saw jets flying like directly over, I saw a couple of them flying directly over my head, and then I heard a bunch of them that sounded like they were directly over my head, but I didn't see them, I couldn't see them, but there's a blue sky too, like I don't know where they were at, but it sounded like they were right over my head like the other ones were. And they're all at like synced up moments, like when I'm doing something or finishing doing something or whatever. So like and like when I'm out at my grandma's house, there's usually not that many jets flying over like that. So I think they're walking up sync. So I'm still seeing a bunch of sync mobiles as I'm talking. The entire time I'm seeing sync mobiles doing different sync formations and sync MK Ultra maneuvers. I I hear this engine sound that sounds like it's MK Ultra'd up with the soccer cars. I see a FedEx. He's gonna sink when he gets to the intersection. There's another FedEx right behind the FedEx. I hear an engine sound when the FedEx gets to the intersection. Probably the same engine sound I was hearing right before that, right before we got to the intersection. I see another chemtrail jet, I think, coming. Or is that maybe that's a already sprayed chemtrail, I think. It's a lot of chemtrails out here though this morning. Is it gonna be cloudy later today? That would be a shocker. Here comes another FedEx. There's a bird flying right over my head right as the FedEx drove through the intersection. So, I don't know what else to say right now. I think I gotta go to work soon, so I'm out.